More 3-year-old preps on the way. Let's get this going.
Trust the Profits is proud to be sponsored by Game of Silks. Go to silks.io to get in the game. Real ownership, real races, real rewards.
That's right, horse racing fans. And my name is Keith, and you could find me at the handle Each Every Stride on X Twitter. Welcome to Keith's Cash Plays, where we try to find value play horses, hopefully at a price of 5-1 or higher come post time. And the start of week 13 here, so 13 weeks, been a couple of months now, so I appreciate everybody's support and following along in the show. And In the Money results are in, and it's 14 out of 42 horses, so we stand packed at the 33% clip. Last week on Risen Star Day, on Fairground Stakes on the turf, I had Johnny's Fireball at 19-1. Really gave me a thrill. He was coming down the lane on the turf, and I just had to settle for third. I'm sure a couple, maybe my neighbors even heard me yelling to try to get that horse home, but a nice score there, 19-1 for third place. And other brainstorms to consider on the big race day ahead, and gonna go over that with you shortly, is that Kentucky Derby prep season really feels like it's in full swing now and underway. And just really, last week with the Risen Star, we had Sierra Leone pick up 50 points. In sloppy conditions, that horse came really wide and just went past all the field there. Just getting past Track Phantom at the end. And we continue to search for value. As horse players, we've seen decent results with the 33% clip. We're always looking to improve and always learning as a horse player. That's really one of my main things, is that every single day I open up the program or just look at the PPs and, look on horse racing Twitter. You're just looking to pick up something maybe you don't know, maybe you want to learn about, and really think that's a thing that everybody can improve on as a horse player as well. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This is episode 13 of Keith's Cash Plays, and we're going to be heading to OAKLAWN Park. This is going to be Rebel Stakes Day. I'm really looking forward to this card, and the weather looks great. So as I record this earlier in the week, right now it's 72 and sunny for Saturday there in Arkansas. So happy to report that, I guess, as a weatherman. And this is going to be an interesting field for the Grade 2 Rebel Stakes. A full field of 3-year-olds really trying to earn points and their spot into the starting gate on the first Saturday of May. So has a lot of connections dreaming big. And I have a couple horses that I want to go over with you guys. I have 2 races before, and I am going to have a horse in the Rebel Stakes that I wanted to show you as well. So thank you so much for the support, and welcome to Keith's Cash Plays. So let's take a look at, this is going to be race 4. So I'm starting with race 4. I'm going right to the number 10 horse. So let's bring up some points about WW Scout's Honor. This is a 6-year-old trained by Scott Becker and will be ridden by Francisco Arrieta. Everybody probably knows that Becker is a really a big trainer in Hawthorne in that circuit, and he brings these horses sometimes to OAKLAWN. And Francisco Arrieta has actually been aboard this horse 4 times in a row now. He was actually even ridden this horse at FanDuel Racing, formerly known as Fairmount Park. So I like how the jockey's familiar with this horse. And I'll explain why. I really thought the last race was interesting to me. So let's take a look a little bit further at the PPs for you. All right, we got Arrieta's doing well. He's hitting at 16% as a jockey. And this is WW Scout's Honor, a 10-1 morning line, 4th race, Saturday at OAKLAWN, the number 10 horse. And what I like about this horse is, last race, let's look at it. So we got a situation here where this horse actually started poorly. So let's see. Let's look at the running lines here. Yep, started 9th. But look at these running lines. We got 9th and then came on for 3rd, only losing by 3.5 lengths. Now, what's not mentioned here in the horseman's comment, let's look. Traffic in the beginning, even start, and then finished. But what I'm interested in here is that the horseman's comment did not mention that the horse was rushed and then got into traffic, really started poorly, but came on well, as I just mentioned, finishing third. Now, this was a interesting running line for me because in the past, this horse was kind of even and really kind of showed me something last race with that speed. Now, I think with a cleaner break and hopefully a better spot, yeah, this horse could be more of a stalking position. So let's look a little further here for you. All right, let's take a look here. Now we went, as I mentioned, the FanDuel races, and now we're going back to OAKLAWN. This is third time now at OAKLAWN. And I just thought, with a better, cleaner trip, that's really what it comes down to. And the strike rate is, I was interested in, I've mentioned this many times on my show, is WW Scout here is 13 of 18 in the money at this 6 furlong distance for this fourth race at OAKLAWN on Saturday. So big percentage there, 13 out of 18. And we're looking at a 10-1 morning line. So, I know this is, definitely a tougher test than FanDuel Racing there, but I really like how Arietta knows this horse, cleaner break, hopefully get that stalking trip and show speed. Got to see how the track's playing Saturday. So very interested in WW Scout there for race 4. All right, well, let's look at, got a couple other horses for you. So I'm going to go to race 9 here. All right, let's look. So we got the number 1 horse I'm interested in, Alley's Beach. You probably remember this horse from the the Darley at Keeneland, ran in October. Now, this is a 3-year-old chestnut filly who will be running in the Honeybee Stakes. So this is the Honeybee Stakes, going to be a big purse of $400,000. I mean, amazing stakes card that we have Saturday at OAKLAWN. Few things that really jumped out to me here. So you got a 10-1 morning line, okay? But the thing that really jumped me out is it's going to be a pretty big layoff. This horse is going back into stakes company. And let's look a little further here. That was a really live race. As I mentioned, this was the race here, the Darley at Keeneland in October, the last race. And that was some big company. I mean, that horse was won by Candide, who went on to finish third in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies later that year at Santa Anita. So big company, 10-1 morning line. This horse has been working really well. Now, I think Alley's Beach will have to show speed from the rail, and doesn't need the lead type either. So let's look at the PPs here. All right, let's look a little further here for you. So we got a nice early speed here. Got to see how the track's played again, but you've had Flavely and Pratt aboard last time, and as far as this horse, I just think that it could get a good trip. Now, 10-1, I saw value here. And had a nice 5 furlong workout on February 12th. So that was a good time there, 5 furlongs, building that stamina off of the layoff. So really thought that Alley's Beach had a look. Now, I'm intrigued. I think this horse actually will get bet down because just class alone, facing, that tough at a Keeneland, that was a big, hard race there last time. I'm intrigued, and I think this horse is actually going to get bet down. I really believe it. Probably be more in the range of 5-1, 6-1. But, remember, we're trying to create that value, and hopefully we get our right price. And hopefully I'll be running to the windows. If I get it, close to 10-1, I'll definitely be putting a bet on Alley's Beach. All right. And then we got the big Rebel Stakes. So this is the grade 2 I was mentioning. This is a purse of $1.2 million. And before I get into this horse, I want to actually show you the field that we're going to be having here So let's take a look here. So we got the big Rebel Stakes. So this is the field. Appreciate everybody at Trust the Profits for putting this together, and Game of Silks. So very nice graphic here. Now we got some big time horses here. One of my main angles is I'm looking at there's going to be a lot of speed, I feel, in this race. I think Carbone's going to go. I think Northern Flame's going to go. And then you're going to get a couple other horses that I think are going to be pretty anxious to be on that front lead. So that's why I'm intrigued by the horse I just flashed on the previous slide, and I'll explain why. Now, I do think that Timberlake, the number 7 horse, is going to be pretty hard here. I think that Timberlake will get a nice trip. Brad Cox knows how to get these horses right off of the layoff. And you look at, the stakes company that Timberlake's run in. He's been working lights out. So Timberlake looks tough to me. However, I'm going to go back and explain to you why I really like Mina, the number 10. So let's look here. So this is a 15-1 morning line horse. I spent a decent amount of time. I've spent about, I would say 2 hours total looking at this race. And I was looking for a horse that could come off the pace. Now, I was saying that you got to see maybe the day on Saturday with the weather, finally not going to have mud at OAKLAWN. Maybe we can get some kind of speed favoring track. However, I'm going to play it from a horse off of the pace. And I really thought this horse was interesting to me. I'm not saying necessarily can get into the winner's circle, but I really think that this horse is, 15-1 morning line. I could see this horse even flown up a little bit from that. I thought that was a little bit low. And let's take a look at the PPs here a little bit further. Let's take a look. So this horse has been popular in the claims box. As you see, was a Brad Cox horse starting off at Ellis, and then was at Keeneland, and then was claimed. All right, and then we were looking at the third trainer now. So let's look at this here. All right. Now, if you look at the race on January 28th, that was the last race, actually. This horse finished really well, only losing by a quarter length. And I just thought, obviously this is going to be a massive step up. But I was looking for some horse that can come off of the pace, not too far back. So let's look a little further here. Okay. Now we got the debut at Ellis. Yep, I see that debut at Ellis. This is a 7 furlong. This horse didn't want anything to do with the 7 furlongs. Let's look at the result here. Yeah, we got Flo aboard that day. This horse just didn't want anything to do with that 7 furlongs, so no closing kick in that one. Just got outrun. Now look we got the Keeneland race, wins that, then wins the next one here at Churchill on Saya's aboard. You've had big time jockeys on this horse. And then let's look. We go to Turfway. This is the race I was interested in. Because Turfway, this horse didn't want anything to do with the synthetic. Now, as I look here, I did a little homework here, is that as I wrote here, the hard spuns really haven't, compared to other sires like the Mendelssohns and everything, they haven't really taken to the synthetic. So wasn't really, I'm going to toss that race out too. I really didn't think that was a good race either. Didn't want anything to do with the synthetic. So if you toss out the Ellis debut and you toss out this Turfway synthetic experiment that didn't really go well yet, finished 7th, all the other races have been closing. So I know it's going to be a massive step up. But for Mina, and it's Francisco Arrieta again. So if Arrieta has a good day, I'm going to have a great day as well. And this is for trainer. Let's take a look. Steve Hobby. Barn is doing pretty well. He's hitting that 16%. And as I mentioned, Arrieta, I think that's a good fit there. And I'm just looking for really to create this value. I mentioned Timberlake's going to be my top pick. I'm going to be playing some exactas with this horse underneath. I'm definitely going to have a couple bucks to win, and never know in the Tour de Force that we're all in the tournament, I'm going to have this horse involved as well. So really think that this horse actually has a legit shot to somehow, crash the trifecta and really hopefully, pay out, well come post time. Thank you guys. And just to review, these are the 3 plays that I'm looking at as Keats cash plays. These are going to be value play horses here We're looking at big morning lines. I got race number 4. I'm looking at number 10, WW Scouts Honor. Race 9, I like number 1, Alley's Beach. And race number 11, I'm looking at the big price, number 10, Mina. Appreciate again you guys tuning in. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, shout out to the Wolf of Oaklawn. I actually, if you could see this, I'm wearing a shirt here. So shout out to the Wolf of Oaklawn. And always know you have the big prices, especially on the stakes days too. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. And good luck with your plays. And you remember to keep cashing and keep it moving. Take care now.